What is up, dudes? Welcome back to another video, and today we're doing another Transformers review. We're nearing the end of the month. It's going to be kind of sad to see the Transformers series go. Maybe we'll see what happens, but I am here with another Transformers figures. Actually, I'm here with two Transformers figures. So the first one, this is our big main event. We're taking a look at our Studio Series Bumblebee movie, Shockwave. This thing, I believe, recently came out, and he hit targets pretty fast. I have never seen a Transformer figure hit a store that quick when I first hear it announced. So this was a very lucky find, and I am so happy to be looking at this guy. Also, we'll be taking a look at something a little different. Since we're bringing back this little stupid thing, we're going to be taking a look at a little guy. This is the Studio Series. Is it Studio Series? It is Studio Series. Tiny version of Ravage from Bumblebee as well. I wanted to get both of them out of the way because, I mean, I could probably put Ravage in his own video, but who cares? But we're here with Shockwave. That is our main event right now. And in the end, we'll take a look at Ravage as well, and we'll put Soundwave and Ravage together like they should be. But for now, we're going to take a look at this. Another very weird Cybertronian mode that I am very interested to take a look at with you guys. So let's get this started. So, in terms of the packaging here, I actually really do like the packaging. Soundwave up front looks so cool. I really do love just that way that looks. But it's pretty much, standard stuff. You got Bumblebee at the top, Optimus, Transformers, the name of the figure. On the side of the box is a nice image of the figure. On the other side is the actual figure itself with the alternate mode right there, and another image of the actual model. So I think that's really, really dope. What I actually really do like is that the little display option is of Cybertron. I think that looks really, really dope. It's a nice little image of Cybertron. I think this is probably my favorite one that we've seen so far. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I don't usually use that at all, so that's whatever. With little Ravage here, Ravage is pretty much the same way. He just has a tiny little box here. I really do like the model that they have right there at the top. I think that's super, super cool. Ravage right there, another little Ravage face at the side, another Ravage at here, and of course Ravage with his alternate mode right there. And you can see that he does also have his own little display. I don't really... There we go. He kind of has his own little display. It's nothing fancy, but I mean, it's not great. There's a couple of figures right here. You can see, I believe, I can't tell who those are, but yeah, we got some figures there. That's pretty cool. You can see Bumblebee right there. But yeah, that's the War on Cybertron. I think that's really cool. I think it's just like an image from the movie. But that is the packaging. So the actual figures themselves, boom, right there. We're going to take a look at Shockwave first, because Shockwave's basically our main event here. This is his Cybertronian alternate mode that he has here. And yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting to look at. The first thing that just I don't know what to look at. So I will say though, I do like this mode. It's very simple to put together. When I transformed him the first time, I was honestly pretty surprised on how easily everything kind of came together. Now, I know that this alternate mode was probably not even the main deal. This was just like something they just threw together, but I kind of like it. I mean, it's not bad. It's a little hover tank. I do like it. It's neat. I don't know if it's actually supposed to be a hover tank, but I mean, it's cool. I love that the bottom of the feet right here are actual wheels. I think that's super, super cool. So he can pretty much kind of roll around, but you could tell what that is. It's supposed to be a tank. It's supposed to be a turret. And then you bring in Soundwave, and I don't know what I'm looking at here, but at least with this, I know what I'm looking at. So I think it's pretty dope. I like how they include the wire as well. I do like that the fact that you can rotate the actual gunship around. It is a little easy to kind of pop off, but I do like it. I think that's really cool, and you can kind of move the barrel up and down, and that's pretty much the only amount of like articulation you can get. You can also get, I'm pretty sure you can get some kind of a movement. It's kind of just like on a hinge joint, or you can get some actual up and down, but the little hinge joint's kind of tight. So there you go. It's a tank. I mean, there's not much to it. It's just a simple little tank that has little wheels, which I do like, and it's pretty detailed, to be honest. I really do like the sculpt work that they have on this figure. I think that's really dope. In terms of Ravage, though, Ravage is a cube. This is his alternate mode. That's basically it. There's not much to it. Now, Ravage, on the other hand, actually does come with a couple of accessories. One of them is attached to him via robot mode. The other ones are pretty cool. I mean, he's got these little hip missiles, which we'll take a look at in the robot mode, but he does come with two of them, and you connect them to his like thighs. This one is supposed to connect to the belly of him, but I'm pretty sure this is just a alternate mode for Soundwave. So I think it's kind of cool that they include that. It looks exactly like kind of like the Masterpiece figure that I have. I think that just looks pretty dope. But yeah, that's basically these two right here. Yeah, boom. They're pretty decent. This one not so much, but I like this tank. It's pretty cool. I know what it is, and it just looks cool. So let's just get to transforming this thing. So hopefully that kind of made sense for all of you guys. It's very interesting that this is so easy. This was very easy to put back together. I absolutely loved it. I was kind of worried that I had to like look at the instructions, but it's easy. He's super, super easy to put together, and same with him as well. So of course we're going to start off with Ravage, because Ravage is kind of like the easiest one to kind of do. So with Ravage here, I mean, he's pretty simple. He's a simple little dog. Is he a dog or is he like a cat creature? Because I don't know. I swear in like the cartoons I heard one of them call it a cat, and I was just like confused. And then I was just like, oh, this looks like a dog. I don't know, but whatever. But with these little guns, you can place them onto his hip, which I do prefer because that gives it's kind of, I guess it's a G1 look, or the little figure that I do have. So I think that's pretty dope. With this other piece, which was on the belly of the figure in the alternate mode, you put this on the very top right here, which I think completes the figure pretty well. And then with this kind of other piece, you are supposed to put this on his stomach. And I think that kind of looks a little goofy, but here it is with all of his little accessories, his pieces. I think it looks pretty dope. This little figure is pretty nice. I love the little details that they have on him. I love the little Decepticon logos that he has on his shoulders. These little things can spin around because you can kind of have it look like, you know, he's shooting and stuff. I really love just the overall detailing on this thing is awesome. They are missing some paint on the face mostly that I noticed on like the kind of image that we saw in the box. But I can easily fix that myself, so that's no problem. But I really do like just this thing all the way around. He does have some posability. He has like a hinge joint at the tail, which can go up and down. At the back of the legs, they can do like a full 360 at kind of like the hip part. He does have a hinge joint at the, I guess, knee. And then he's got a hinge joint at like the ankle, and then a hinge joint at the actual foot. And it gives it a lot of posability. You can also kind of spread out the legs just a little bit, and you can kind of, I think it's more with the front paws, so let's not do that. On the other side, you can do pretty much the exact same thing. The shoulder pieces go all the way around. He does have a hinge joint here. No ankle articulation, but he does have a hinge joint, and he can kind of pivot. It's a very slight pivot, but it's there. His entire head can go up that far, and it can go down pretty far, a little bit further if you have this piece out of the way. I'm sorry if this thing was down here. It's now he's just working with the smaller figures, but like I said, there's all the posability. There's a little hinge joint, and he can move his head up that far, down that far, and he has a hinge joint at the mouth, which I think is pretty dope. Now, I don't really like having this piece here, but that's pretty much how that works. And he can get some pretty decent pose. I mean, you can really get this thing to work. I really do like the way it looks. So yeah, and he can also not swivel side to side. I thought he could, but I was lying. So I think it's pretty decent little figure. Shockwave, on the other hand, is a beautiful figure. I absolutely love the way this guy looks. Really, really cool. He stands up very nice. He looks exactly like he does in the show, and he does in the movie as well. It just looks like a huge modern day look on Shockwave from the Bumblebee movie. So of course you can do the alternate thing, which I love having him displayed like this. You can fold in his hand like so, and then give him his iconic blaster. So what you want to do is put this whole little rod piece, hinge joint it down like this. There's a little tab right there, and there's a little hole right here that you pretty much just slide this into like so, and that pretty much kind of snaps into place. And there you go. That is him with his arm cannon. That is so sick. It's such a sick little thing. Really, really do love how they did this figure. So I want to really get up and personal with this little figure, because there's a lot of cool things to show with this little guy. I think he's really cool. So he does have some light piping on the actual head, which is right on the top right here, which can make his eye glow a little bit more yellow instead of kind of giving him that dead look, which you can kind of see like that. I think the only complaint that I have with this guy is that if you kind of have him displayed, his eye doesn't really glow that much, so it kind of makes it look like he's dead. So I think that's kind of like the only bummer part about the figure, but other than that, I love the way it looks, and just that head sculpt is awesome. I think one complaint that I do have with it is I don't really care for this little triangle piece right here. I kind of prefer the eye to be like completely, wide. There is no need for the little brow piece to make it look evil, so I think it's more menacing when it's just like the pure yellow eye. I think that's just a little bit better. He does have a very nice paint job though. I love the purple that they use, and they even added some silver dry brushing on some parts. I really do appreciate that. I love this whole chest piece. I love that it's like a transparent purple. I think that looks very cool. Down to the legs, they look awesome with, of course, more dry brushing, which I think is really, really cool. The back of the figure looks beautiful. I love it. There's hardly any sign of kibble. And I forgot to turn these little pieces around during the untransforming of the figure, but that's basically how that goes. But very, very nice. Love the way it looks. This whole gun looks so cool, and I love this little wire here, which is a little rubbery wire that you just connect to the kind of shoulder piece right here and connect it to the bottom of the gun there. What my favorite little piece is that he has an Autobot logo right onto his hand, so it makes it look like he was part of the Autobots but turned into the Decepticons, and I guess became Megatron's like right-hand man, I guess. I always kind of thought that this guy was like second in command, and I could be wrong. I don't really want to say anything about certain characters because I'm like scared I'm gonna get it wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is like his second in command. which is why he left him in charge of Cybertron. But he's really, really cool. I love the way this guy looks. It is such a neat figure. I really love just the overall presence that this guy gives. He's pretty menacing looking, to be honest. I really do love the way this guy looks. And he does have some posability. He has a swivel at the head, which pretty much just goes like that. He has kind of an up and a down. So he's got a down to look more into his titties, which is kind of cool. He does have a nice ratchet joint at the shoulder, which I think is really nice. The arm can go all the way around, but the kind of cable kind of gets in the way. So yeah, it can go pretty much all the way around. There's a swivel at the bicep. We're going to do this arm because this arm doesn't really have that much posability. He has a swivel at the bicep. The arm can bend pretty much that far, which is pretty nice. He has a swivel here at the arm, and with this arm he kind of just has the same like up and down here. He has a nice waist swivel, which I think is very nice. He has a pretty nice spread as well. He has a kick that goes out that far and back that far, which is very cool. He has a thigh swivel. He's got a kind of knee swivel. He has a bend at the knee. His foot can go up and down, and there's kind of a pivot, but not really. But you can get him into some pretty menacing looking poses if you wanted to. I'm going to see if I can make one that's good enough. I just love this figure. It is so cool looking. So with Shockwave kind of out for right now, we're going to see what we can do with this alternate mode. Can it actually fit inside of Shockwave? Let's see. I'm going to try and read the instructions as I go along just to make sure I'm doing it right. So I'm pretty sure it just slides in like so. And it's kind of tight fit. Maybe it's in the wrong way. Maybe the leg's in the way. It's hard to say. That part's pretty nice. What if I... Don't yell at me if I'm doing this wrong, all right? I'm doing my best here. So let's try and do it this way. Maybe it's upside down. I'm trying to see exactly what I'm doing. Or maybe it is supposed to go this way. It's probably not this way. Don't yell at me. Wait, all right. We're going to get there. Me and you, we're going to get there. Boom. Oh. Oh, yeah. There we go. It fits. That is beautiful. So with this extra part that I was talking about earlier, this pretty much just slides right into here, and you pretty much just hook this back onto his back, which is just this little hole right here. If I can even plug it in. There we go. So there we go. Soundwave is now complete. Dang, he looks actually really cool with the detail inside of here. And there you go. Ravage is inside of Soundwave. Pause. But it looks so cool. It's such a neat little feature to have, and it really makes Soundwave look very complete. With him next to Shockwave, these two look beautiful together. Now, I will say Shockwave is a pretty big update compared to Soundwave, but I still love these two together. Like, look how cool this looks. It is so neat to see these two molds together. So I kind of wish there was an easier way to like clip this out, but I'm pretty sure you just gotta pull it out. I could be wrong, I guess, but I'm just so glad that this actually works. So there you go. That was it. We tested it and it works. Soundwave and Ravage can be one. That is just the coolest thing ever. I love these figures. These are like the coolest little figures ever. And I think if you get Soundwave, you have to get Ravage as well, because Ravage just comes with a pretty decent amount of little accessory. Like, it's not a lot, to be honest. I mean, they didn't go crazy by giving just a whole bunch of different types of accessories for Soundwave, but what he has, I think, works very, very well. I think they just pair together very nicely. And I just think it works. It's it's very cool just to see. Even if you just have Ravage inside of Soundwave's chest, I think it's really cool just to see that extra little bit of detail, like something is in there. I think that's just so cool. And yeah, that's basically that. That is the figures themselves. They did a pretty decent job with doing what they did with Ravage. I think that's really cool. Shockwave, it's a beautiful figure. They did so good on Shockwave, and I'm so glad that they made him finally. First they had like this same size as like Ravage, just like the tinier little figures that are easy to transform, and I'm glad they updated it to this big version, and that is pretty much that. This looks really dope. Like, I absolutely love this. This is such a cool like backdrop or something. Love just the way they look. Ravage might be a little too small for me, like just a tiny bit. Like, Ravage just seems like he would have been a little bit bigger, but just the fact that he can go inside of Soundwave, pause, it's so cool. I love these figures together. It's such a neat look. I do have one more figure that I can put them together with. So here is Optimus Prime next to the other guys as well. And I think they look pretty good together. Now, I was tempted to show you guys Shockwave and Soundwave next to, I guess, kind of like their third little comrade, but I'm gonna save him for next time's video. Oh, it's gonna be so cool to see all three of them together, but they look pretty cool. I feel like Optimus seems a little bit small, just a little bit, but I think it works. I think they all work together. But yeah, that was the video. That was my double review of Ravage and Shockwave. Both very, very good figures. Honestly, I don't know what else to say with these figures. They both have pretty decent articulation. The paint work is actually really good. Maybe not on Ravage. Ravage needs a tiny bit of work, and I'm pretty sure maybe he does just a tiny bit. Maybe just a little bit more of a better weathering, I guess. And but other than that, they both look awesome. Shockwave looks beautiful. His posability is beautiful. His sculpting is beautiful. The paintwork is beautiful. Ravage is also a very nice companion with your Soundwave figure. If you don't get a Soundwave, then, I mean, you could skip him unless you like him. But I think that if you do have Ravage, you have to have Soundwave. So I think that's pretty much it for this video. Let's get on to the outros. And yeah, let's call it a day. That's ending this video. I am pretty happy with how this came out. I am very happy with this figure. This alternate mode is the weirdest thing ever, but I genuinely kind of do like it. I mean, it's a lot better than what they had with Soundwave, so that's a plus. So this figure, not bad. I love the robot mode. They did such a good job on it, and I'm so glad they put that at top priority. But even this little weird hover tank mode, I like it. It's still really cool. As for Ravage, in his little box I still have in here, there we go. As for little cube Ravage, not bad. Not a bad figure. It's very small. He was like 11, I think, 11 bucks when I got him. So he's just a little cool guy. In terms of the sculpt work, I absolutely really do like the way they did the sculpting. I think they did awesome on it. The transformation, very simple. Like, it's like 5 steps and it's super easy. I've only done it one time and I was able to do it again. So it was really easy. The feel of it does have like some kind of loose parts. Like, these little feet part kind of do just, you know, wiggle around. But I don't really see that as an issue. It's very small, so it's kind of hard to really get it. But it doesn't really bother me as much as it probably should. But I still like it. The alternate mode, I don't know. I think it is what it is. I mean, these little Cybertronian modes, I mean, there's nothing much they can really do with them, I guess. But overall, I really do like this little thing. and I think it pairs well with Soundwave. So with all of that being said, Shockwave, I think Shockwave is getting a 4.6 out of 5. Really, really good figure. I absolutely love it. I think the only just things that I don't care about is maybe the mode itself. It's pretty basic. And as for a little Ravage here, he's given a 4.4. I actually really like this little thing. But that is pretty much it for this wave. I am very happy with how this video came out. And yeah, I'm very excited to look at some more figures and our upcoming video, which will be Starscream. Very happy that I get to look at him as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys did enjoy this one, and I will see you guys in the next video.